tamed. "I suppose I should enjoy the boredom for as long as it holds," conceded Ahren. The heavily depleted crew of the Queen of the Waves had been bravely maintaining their southward course since their departure from the city, knowing full well that it wouldn't be long before the turbulent waters would be teeming with bloodthirsty Dark Ones. "We still have another week of peace," replied Cullen, before letting out a big yawn. "At least, if Yantilla's report on the maritime enemy movements are still holding true." Ahren turned his body so that he could look beyond his wolf's tail and onto the main deck of the Queen of the Waves. There, the commander of the Ice Wolves, her eyes merciless and her voice sharp, was drilling those of Ahren's personal guards who had survived the latest battle. Among the troop of 50 or so men and women, Ahren spotted his apprentice, Hakanu, the lad's face red with effort. The young master had ordered the boy, in no uncertain terms, out of a mixture of pragmatism and self-interest, to take part in the Ice Wolves' physical training sessions, in addition to his own exercises, and it hadn't been long after their departure from Gol Kunar that Ahren had heard the crew joking among themselves that the young warrior from the Green Sea was even training in his sleep. "I only wish it were so," thought Ahren, as he turned back to face the unquiet sea again. "It will be such a short time before Hakanu finds himself confronting the adversary." "Only one more paladin to go," exclaimed Cullen, unable to hide his excitement as he made himself more comfortable by shifting his weight behind Ahren's back. "Once we find Yolok and bring him back, we will have all 13 paladins together. Then we will go into battle against the Dark God, a battle that will put into the shade all those other ones that have been fought in Jurath for 800 winters. And this time we won't erect a Paul pillar to win us some time before taking on the Dark God again in the far distant future," added Ahren grimly. "This time it will come to a final conclusion, one way or the other." "No wonder that the sea is foaming as though a thunderstorm is about to break out," said a cheerful voice beside Ahren, as Kara stepped into his field of vision before flopping down beside him and against Cullen's flank. "The waves have seen your face and have concluded that a tempest is riding on their backs." Ahren beamed at his beloved and drew her into his arms. The sword's mistress then pulled at his cloak until she, too, was wrapped up in it, before pressing against the paladin and sighing contentedly. "This is lovely and warm. Now I understand how you can remain here at the front of the ship for so long, despite the whistling wind." "The cloak only works properly if my body is sufficiently covered," chuckled Ahren, gently reminding the warrior as he pulled his half of the charmed leather as far as possible over his chest. "Which means that I spend most of my time freezing, just as much as everyone else." Kara stroked his cheek and sighed. "Isn't this peace wonderful?" she asked, playfully pointing out at the ocean. Ahren chuckled. "Why the good humour?" "May not a lass simply enjoy the fact that for a change there aren't any ne'er-do-wells, cutthroats, assassins, or any other dishonourable riff-raff hounding us?" asked the sword's mistress with a sparkle in her eyes. Ahren nodded. Gol Kunar had been a difficult experience for all of them, and each of the Forest Guardian's companions was dealing with the consequences in their own way. Kara, for instance, had played the role of a swords mistress banished from the Eternal Empire and eager to earn easy money. This had forced her on occasion to ignore her own personal code of honour. Ahren was firmly convinced.